This is TWiT. All future Huawei phones will have 0 American components in there. They're completely capable of doing that.
I've been traveling for work for the past 3 weeks in London. I've been in London. I was in Vienna. I was in Oslo. I've been all over the place in Europe. Huawei is everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere. And,
everywhere. Yeah, same. This past year, I've traveled internationally. I've done like 130 or 40,000 miles this year, most of it international. And yeah, they're literally in every single city, whether it's European, Asia, wherever.
I was amazed in Heathrow. They did a takeover of one of the terminals. It's like the Huawei display terminal, you know? So they apparently these other nations do not share our concern about Huawei. Should they?
I mean, listen, first of all, let me just to say, I think there's a fair amount of Sino bashing happening right now that's somewhat reminiscent of us bashing Japan in the 80s. So China's a huge country. There's plenty of people there. Not everybody's doing bad stuff. That being said, these are Chinese companies domiciled in China. And one of the favorite things of these companies to do is to say, oh, no, our server is in the United States. It's different. TikTok did the same thing. TikTok came under fire recently saying, because they're gleaning and mining
do you let
information.
Your daughter do TikTok?
Absolutely not. No.
For that reason?
Not. My daughter has no access to any social media. But yes, and now
for other reasons, not because it's China.
When they came under fire, they were quick to say, no, ByteDance, TikTok is.
They don't tell us what to do
in the United States, but they have the exact same. It does exist in China, and ByteDance is partner with one of the with towns who are rolling out the social credit score and also the corporate social credit score.
And go ahead and put some pro Hong Kong TikTok videos up. See how long those last.
Right. I mean, and look, I will say, I think there's like a difference though in some things like, some of the phones and some of the devices, like for instance, the laptops, I actually draw a line between the phones, right? Because it's being certified by Microsoft. It's the ones that you buy in the United States anyway, or in Europe, different from the ones you buy in China, have, the full TPM, chips where nothing has been like monitored with or dealt with.
But that's a binary blob. You don't know what's in that TPM chip. You can't.
I mean, if it's done in the United States, you do. Like in that case, like if you're getting one from China,
well, here's good news. I'm sure their laptops will be America free soon as well.
Sure. So at this point, I wouldn't buy another one, right? But when I bought it, I didn't have any concerns about that. Like when I bought it, I was like,
it's an Intel chip with an Intel TPM.
Exactly. Like to be clear, I wouldn't buy a Microsoft Surface laptop from China because it doesn't have the TPM things, because that's one of the regulations about selling things in China. You can't. So I wouldn't buy that, right? But I would buy one obviously in the United States or in Europe. So with my laptop, like I had no problems with that. And I did like I said, I did packet tracing stuff. Is it theoretically possible that they could be somehow embedding something into firmware and could be like siphoning data that I wouldn't be able to track? Sure, I guess that's theoretically possible. Again, I'm going to play like Occam's razor and say, how likely are they to do that? And aren't there better ways that they could grab my data rather than doing this?
I mean, honestly, if I were in China or Germany or Japan buying a U.S. laptop, I would just kind of assume the NSA had a pipeline into it. I mean, we spy on everybody too.